It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through one tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 106 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Throwing is McCarthy. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the 20, here's a 2nd and 4. Moore, the man in motion. To the air with McCarthy. He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. McCarthy going to throw again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Touchdown! Jordan Mason, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Johnson jostles free. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though. They trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 12 carries, 66 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
They run a draw here on second down. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Browns are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
But they certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now McCarthy completes this to Addison out left. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Looking to throw McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Moore, the man in motion. Sticking with a pass. Here's McCarthy. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 5. Here's McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. And the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Addison hauls it in. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and He's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
To the air again, McCarthy. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit. Found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10, as they've got it as we resume action. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. He'll get this complete to Tillman. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down. Now a handoff looking right. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And that is taken in by Njoku. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
He threw his 10th touchdown on the year last time they had it, and he'll look to keep it going here with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. Slant route, and he's got Addison.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
On play action, McCarthy. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Moore, the man in motion. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
To the right side, and he's got Moore complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pass complete to Addison. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This from 44 yards away. And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this 1st half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Fights through, and now a crease. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
7-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Open man, that's Tillman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll look to throw again. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down, and he was able to get it by play. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Back to throw again. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku from 21 yards away. And the Browns are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point forthcoming. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Throwing is McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Looking to throw McCarthy. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. To the air with McCarthy. Complete to Addison on the out route. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. McCarthy off the play fake. That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So nothing separating these two teams as we head to the break all square. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up in the Still City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where it was the visiting Ravens who were able to come in and take this one on the road. Derrick Henry, over 100 yards in the victory with 2 touchdown runs as well. In the late afternoon games, it'll be loud in Kansas City, that's for sure, as it'll be the Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans. And finally, a good one scheduled for Sunday Night Football between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Throw left side. He's got Tillman. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
They're going to look to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. The Vikings offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Now McCarthy. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
A gain of 7. And the Vikings first down.
Moore, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. With a juke. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll go again with Dobbins. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 51 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, now McCarthy. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. A handoff running left is Dobbins. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's McCarthy. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. Justin Jefferson with his second touchdown of the night. And the Vikings have moved out in front. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
17.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one. His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken around the 12. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Moore, the man in motion. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Now 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finding Hawkinson here on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest, and a first down. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They'll look to throw now on first down. He gets it to Addison. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Moore, the man in motion. 2nd and 1. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Cleveland offense making their way out. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. That's taken on the 25. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Complete. Jefferson the target. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Back to throw. McCarthy. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looks like you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on third, and then the tables turn. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
They'll run with Dobbins. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and come.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a second down and 9.
At the 28-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The Browns on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
He'll look to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll look to throw again. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. He'll get this complete to Tillman. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. To the right side, that's where Tillman is. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
And 6 yards to go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. And they'll send the tight end in motion. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Browns. Trey McKinney from 3 yards out. And the Browns have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big-time special teams play here in the fourth quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So now the Browns down by 2 touchdowns. A little under 2.5 to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. This is 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple.
2nd and 8 coming up.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. To about the 26 here.
The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Here's a give to Dobbins. And he will have a Viking first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. 124 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
And the Vikings first down.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense